Hey, it's Ramon. I want to tell you the story of how my wife and I manifested all expenses paid vacation to a 5-star resort when we had no money and how it led to us living in our dream home. And then I want to give you a simple step by step process that will let you manifest anything you can imagine. But first, we've got to address the elephant in the room. Most people are being fooled. Not by the government, politicians, society, or by their church. They're being fooled by themselves. And as a result, they get stuck. They're working at a job they hate. They're overreacting emotionally. They're feeling uninspired. And they wish things would change. They wait for some event to surprise and re-energize the dreams they had as kids. But with each passing year, they lose their vision, their dreams, and the will to create a better life. By the end of this video, you'll know with every fiber of your being that you are unlimited and that you can be, do, or have anything you can imagine. The problem is your senses are hypnotizing you into a reality that you don't want. So we experience our reality based on what we see, hear, taste, smell, and touch. When I got out of grad school, I had a violin performance degree, a tennis racket, and a mountain of student debt. I'd pull up my bank statement, see that I was overdrawn again, and think to myself, I'm broke again. What am I going to do? Why does this always happen to me? And each one of those thoughts created the feelings of fear, confusion, and self-pity to well up within me. And my dreams of being, wealthy one day seemed to move further away. I felt separate and disconnected from the life that I wanted. And this is the point of this video. Separation is the single greatest illusion that you're experiencing, and in just a second, you'll see why. See, science has proven that the atom, the fundamental building block of all material things in our universe, is 99.999% energy. Everything is energy. Learn how to see, realize that everything connects to everything else, and that was Leonardo da Vinci. I want to tell you a story of a fascinating experiment done in 1972 by a couple of physicists called the Bell test experiments. And you'll instantly see why this will give you the keys to the kingdom. So what they did is the scientists cut a photon, which is a particle of light, cut it in half and shot each particle 7 miles in opposite directions. And then something wild happened. When the scientists measured one photon, the other twin photon, which was 14 miles away, exhibited the exact same behavior. The scientists called this phenomena entanglement, and it is the secret to understanding manifestation. Particles that used to be connected remain connected energetically, and they share information with each other. Now, why does this uncover the secret to you getting everything you want in your life? Well, matter was created from the Big Bang. So everything was once connected, and therefore, everything still is connected. You see, separation is an illusion. It is only our failure to recognize and remember this on a moment-to-moment basis that keeps what we truly desire at arm's length. So let me tell you another story that'll blow your mind. So one day, my wife and I were in our 2-bedroom apartment, barely paying the bills, and she said, "Babe, I want to go on a vacation." I did too. We'd been working really hard despite not having the money or success to show for it. So we started talking about all of the things that we'd like to experience. And we decided on white sandy beaches in Mexico, a 5-star all-inclusive resort, sipping fine tequila, and lots of tennis. That night, we did a specific meditation that I'll teach you in just a second and went to bed. The next day, I got a message on Facebook from a woman who was promoting my YouTube tennis tutorials. "Hey, Ramon, how'd you like to go to the Rafa Nadal Tennis Center in Cancun, Mexico? It's a brand new, all-inclusive 5-star resort. You'll get to meet his uncle and Coach Tony Nadal. We'll pay for everything, including your flight. You can bring your wife. All we'd like is for you to shoot some content while you're here." So suddenly I jumped out of my chair, I sprinted into our living room, and I told Raquel, and her jaw dropped before we started erupting in laughter. That week in Mexico, we lived like kings and queens, as lavishly as you could imagine. They greeted us with hot towels and champagne. We had personalized cakes in our suite that overlooked the ocean. I had never played tennis on red clay, and I got to do it with a legendary tennis coach. We had hot stone massages, hydrotherapy at Zentropia, which is the on-site spa, filet mignon dinners in paradise. It was the vacation that you dream of. But what's crazy is during that trip, the city went into lockdown. This was in 2020. And suddenly I was without my primary source of income. So we did the meditation again. I felt the joy of teaching tennis and soaking up the sun here in LA and being paid handsomely to do it. A couple days later, I get a call from my friend and he said, "You're never going to believe who I ran into." He happened to meet a woman that I coached 9 years ago, and they just happened to start talking about tennis and discovered that they both knew me. My friend told her I was looking for a court to coach on since COVID locked them all down, and she said, "Have him call me." So we had an amazing conversation, and at the end, she graciously offered to let me teach on the court at her house. My problems evaporated. I told her, how grateful I was, and as a joke, I told her I'd repay her by buying the house from her. Mind you, I had zero money at the time. She was not joking. "Come over for dinner, bring your wife." She proceeded to lay out a plan where we could acquire the house from her. And she gave us an insanely low rent. She offered to credit a portion of that rent to the purchase price of the house, and as the coup de grace, offered to resurface the tennis court, and that's exactly what we did. We locked in the purchase price, and in the first year, the housing market exploded, which gave us almost instant equity. And that's the house we live in now. Now, what I did was not special. I just used this meditation we're going to do. I'm going to explain how it works, and then I'll leave a link to the video here so that you can bookmark this meditation and use it every single day if you'd like. But before we go through the actual steps, I just want you to understand something very important. What you're going to be doing in this meditation is raising your vibrational frequency to match the frequency of your ideal reality. Remember, everything is energy. Energy has frequency. Resonant frequencies are drawn to one another, and I did another video on this that I'll link down in the description. When you alter your vibrational frequency to match the frequency of your ideal reality, you will become magnetic to that ideal reality. And the best part is, it will find you. As Abraham Hicks once said, there is no assertion, there's only attraction. Now, this doesn't mean that you won't do anything. Action is the physical manifestation of creating through energy. It's the proof to the universe that you are following your passion, so it can send you more things to be passionate about. To quote Bashar, "By acting on your highest excitement to the best of your ability with no insistence on what the outcome should be, you attune your energy to more things to be excited about, and you will be drawn to act on the next most exciting thing." And this energy of passion, of excitement, will gather momentum, leading you to more and more exciting circumstances. This meditation that we're about to do is the first step in cultivating that excitement. This meditation is the first step to raising your energy. This meditation is the catalyst for your ideal reality. So here we go. Here's how the meditation works. And again, I'll link to the audio in a separate track. Step one is you're going to close your eyes. Now, your eyes bring in a lot of sensory information, and they plug you into three-dimensional reality. As we mentioned previously, our vision fools us into separation. So by closing your eyes, your attention goes inward. Your brain waves will actually begin to slow down, giving you access to the subconscious mind, and your visualization power gets magnified tremendously. Your sense of separation from everyone and everything diminishes. Step two, we're going to focus on your breath. There's a reason so many Eastern traditions use the breath as a point of focus in meditation. It's unique that it can be either a conscious or unconscious process. You can't consciously decide to digest your food or beat your heart, but you can breathe. Step 3, we're going to breathe from your heart. Now, your heart is your creative center. It is the middle chakra in Eastern traditions, and it represents the balance point between our lower and higher energy centers. The lower 3 energy centers have to do with our survival, like sex, digestion, and will to overcome challenges. The upper 3 energy centers have to do with our ascension, speaking our greatest truth, and perceiving more of our divine nature. As we place our attention on our heart and breath from our heart, it begins to beat very orderly, very coherently. And just like a laser is a highly coherent and therefore powerful form of light, a coherent heart generates bigger amplitudes of energy. And this energy goes straight to the brain and begins to create coherence in the brain. We're going to explore this concept in much more depth in a future video. Step 4 is visualization. Now, once our heart and brain are coherent, any thought that we generate will produce the emotion of that thought. Science knows that the brain can't tell the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined, so call up your image of your ideal reality. Sense its vividness using all of your senses. See yourself in first person living your dream. Feel the feelings of it. Smell what you'd smell, hear what you'd hear. And you will be amazed by what happens. Now, I'll leave a link to the meditation in the description of this video. You'll want to listen to that next. But before you do, I'd like you to let me know in the comments what you're most excited about creating with this meditation. And I want you to do it in a specific way. I want you to state it as though you already have it. And it helps if you say this out loud while you're doing it. For example, I am now a multimillionaire. I am with the love of my life. I am in perfect health. I am vibrant and full of energy. Affirm it down below so that all of us can be inspired. And also, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the Creating Through Energy newsletter. A link to that is in the description. Subscribe to the channel, like, share, and all that fun stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.